Edom chamber-clouded expedition leader. One should always return a favor. Within the last season, he felt self-pity after a lack of abstract thinking for too long. He felt self-pity after being unable to practice a martial art for too long. He felt lonely after being away from family for too long. He was dejected after being unable to help anybody for too long. He was dejected after a lack of decent meals for too long. He felt pleasure near a fine, tastefully arranged container. He felt satisfied at work. He felt euphoric due to inebriation. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He felt satisfied at work. He felt pleasure near a very fine floor hatch. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He felt pleasure near a fine door. He felt pleasure near his own fine furnace. He felt satisfied at work. He felt euphoric due to inebriation. He was blissful after sleeping in a fantastic bedroom. He felt pleasure after putting on an exceptional item. He was excited while performing. He felt pleasure near a fine table. He felt pleasure near a fine container. He felt pleasure remembering a fine container. He felt euphoric due to inebriation. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He was dejected dwelling upon a lack of decent meals for too long. He felt pleasure near a completely sublime, tastefully arranged statue. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He felt pleasure near a fine floor hatch. He felt satisfied at work. He felt satisfied upon improving wood burning. He felt satisfied at work. He felt pleasure near a fine door. He felt pleasure near a fine bed. He felt pleasure near a very fine cabinet. He felt pleasure near a fine cabinet. He felt pleasure near a fine cabinet. He was uneasy dwelling upon wearing old clothing, and mulling over the recurring memory allowed him to rethink his intellectual values. He felt pleasure near his own fine cabinet. He felt tenderness remembering talking with a lover. He felt euphoric due to inebriation. He felt satisfied remembering work. He felt pleasure near a fine door. He felt pleasure near a fine seat. He felt pleasure near a fine table. He is romantically involved with Lolor barb letters. He is a worshipper of Kikrost block nourished. He is a citizen of the Letter of Allies. He is a member of the escorted cult. He is a member of the belted creation. He is the expedition leader of the belted creation. He is the manager of the belted creation. He is the chief medical dwarf of the belt of creation. He is the broker of the belted creation. He is the bookkeeper of the belted creation. He is the militia commander of the belted creation. He arrived at Mistambul on the 15th of Granite in the year 250. He is 115 years old, born on the 13th of Timber in the year 164. He has very high cheekbones, and he has a square chin. His very long sideburns are neatly combed. His medium-length mustache is arranged in double braids. His very long beard is arranged in double braids. His very long hair is arranged in double braids. His slightly upturned nose is extremely narrow. His raw umber skin is extremely wrinkled. His slightly rounded rust eyes are wide set. His eyebrows are somewhat high. His head is somewhat broad. His hair is gray mixed with dark taupe. His upper right back teeth is gone. His upper left back teeth is gone. He is basically unbreakable, unbelievably strong, amazingly agile, and indefatigable, but he is quite susceptible to disease. Idem malfolsum likes diorite, bilin, clear zircon, the color charcoal, bolts, bucklers, earrings, barn owls for their coloration, and the sound of the lovely intensity. When possible, he prefers to consume orangutan and sand pear cider. He absolutely detests flies. He has an astonishing feel for the position of his own body, an unbreakable will, absolutely boundless patience, an amazing spatial sense, very good creativity, a natural inclination toward language, and the ability to focus, but he has a meager ability with social relationships. Like others in his culture, he holds craftsdwarfship to be of the highest ideals and celebrates talented artisans and their masterworks, greatly prizes loyalty, sees friendship as one of the finer things in life, greatly respects artists and their works, really respects those that take the time to master a skill, deeply respects those that work hard at their labors, respects fair dealing and fair play, values cooperation, finds merrymaking and partying worthwhile activities, values martial prowess, values leisure time, values knowledge, and finds nature somewhat disturbing. He personally finds the notion that one would persevere through adversity completely abhorrent due to seeing a louse woman die in 262, sees family as one of the most important things in life, a strengthening after a new romance in 264, is greatly disturbed by quiet and a peaceful existence, sees the denial of impulses as a vain and foolish pursuit due to having to conduct an official meeting in a dining room in 250, values a harmonious existence, a turnaround after seeing a louse woman's dead body in 269, values honesty, values peace over war, due to seeing a louse woman's dead body in 270, has a negative view of those who exercise power over others, a turnaround after seeing Risen Played Gorge's dead body in 264, values sacrifice due to seeing a louse man's dead body in 259, values decorum, dignity, and proper behavior due to wearing old clothing in 277, doesn't feel strongly about the law, and doesn't particularly respect commerce. He dreams of creating a great work of art, and this dream was realized. He never fails to seek out the most stressful and even dangerous situations. After seeing Risen Played Gorge's dead body in 264, he is gripped by a crippling shyness, a strengthening after wearing old clothing in 268. He is truly fulfilled by assisting those in need, a strengthening after seeing a louse man's dead body in 270. He is not readily moved by art or natural beauty, and he is conflicted by this as he values artwork and its creation. He has little time for forgiveness and will generally seek retribution. He tends to avoid any physical confrontations, though he is conflicted by this for more than one reason. He has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. He often feels discouraged. He is a friendly individual. He is often cheerful. He doesn't focus on material goods. He is quick to anger after seeing a louse man's dead body in 269. He isn't given to flights of fancy. He doesn't often feel envious of others. He is grateful when others help him out and tries to return favors. He often acts with compassion after a new romance in 264. He has a calm demeanor. He often greets others with a hug. He needs alcohol to get through the working day. He likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. Overall, he is unfocused by unmet needs. He is unfocused after being away from people. He is unfettered after staying occupied. He is not distracted after leaving an unexciting life. He is unfettered after drinking. He is badly distracted after a lack of decent meals. He is unfocused after a lack of troublemaking. He is unfettered after being extravagant. He is not distracted after not learning anything. He is badly distracted after being unable to help anybody. He is distracted after a lack of abstract thinking. He is distracted after being unable to make merry. He is unfettered after admiring art. He is level-headed after practicing a craft. He is badly distracted after being away from family. He is unfocused after being away from friends. He is distracted after being unable to practice a martial art. He is level-headed after practicing a skill. He is unfocused after being unable to take it easy. He is unfocused after being unable to pray to Kikrost block nourished. A short, sturdy creature, fond of drink and industry.